good morning, and thank you for joining us in this edition of Small Business University. My name is Kelly Leonard with Taylor Leonard Corporation. We are thrilled to have you with us here this morning with a huge audience of individuals who are just here to network, collaborate, share best practices in an effort to stimulate local economic development. And with me, we also have this morning's sponsor, Mid-Atlantic Credit Union's new CEO, Mr. Andrew Russell. So I'd like to introduce him to you.
Thank you so much, and thank you all for being here. Mid-Atlantic Federal Credit Union is really proud to be partnering with the Montgomery County Media Group and to be committed to our community. We also are known by MAFQ, our initials, and it's MAFQ for the community, MAFQ for women-owned businesses, and MAFQ for the business community at large. Thank you so much. We look forward to the opportunity of serving all of you.
Awesome, thank you. And thank you again for joining us. We have a special guest this morning, and you know, it's funny, I got a handful of emails from folks wondering, are there gonna be any men in the room? Because you're gonna be talking about growth strategies for women-owned businesses. And I've had the pleasure in recent months of really getting to know Sandra Eberhard, who's the executive director of the Women Presidents Educational Organization. And you know, it's just been a pleasure working with her just on this project to bring this information and content together for you, but also separately through the Montgomery Business Development Corporation through the Small Business Committee. And we've got some exciting things that are going to be coming down the road for you in that project as well. But without further ado, I'd like to bring up to the stage Ms. Sandra Eberhard.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. And I hope to impart information today about growth strategies for women-owned businesses. I'm going to be talking about certification for the fellas who are in the room. So there are all different types of certification, and some of those obviously are for men as well. So you're not going to be left out. So I'm standing on a box here because of my height. So I can't move around, but that's okay because we'll do fine. So one of the things I'd like to say is that, you know, to get certified is a decision you have to make. And it's like getting a driver's license. Most of us grew up in the burbs, and at 14, 15 years old, we asked our moms and dads, oh, can we please get a license? The license came, and you know, we had to study, we had to do practical application, and then we finally got our license. We looked at our moms and dads and we said, okay, we've got our license now. Where's our car? Our moms and dad looked at us and said, get a job. Go buy your own car, okay? So certifications are just about the same thing. Certifications give you a license to be in certain pools, a license for certain resources, a license for certain growth opportunities. You know, I'm specialized in women growth in the country. Women since 1997 have been the fastest growing small businesses or businesses in the country. But even now, with a third of private business are owned by women, we're still only 4% of the revenue. However, women make 85% of the financial decisions in the household. Women are the consumers. I like to say on that 85%, and then we have influence over the other 15%. So corporate America understands that not only do women need to be part of their workforce, but they also need to be part of their supply chain. And so that's how certification for women came about back in 1997. 11 corporations, along with some smart business owners, looked at the corporations and said, okay, you know, I know that you guys don't want to find the women business owners, nor do you want to validate the women business owners. We'll do that for you. So WeBank is born. So there are Fortune 500 companies, those public companies, IBMs, Apples, I like to say from Apple to Zwillow, are those companies that we know on the stock exchange. Many of them have supplier diversity programs, and those are the programs that have advocates internally looking for opportunities that they can give to women business owners and small businesses of all different types of certifications, okay? They don't want to validate you, which is what the certification does. Depending on the type of certification that you have, it validates who you are, just like a driver's license. So they have supplier diversity programs, advocates internally who come out externally looking for the type of diverse business owner that they need or can give an opportunity to. Clearly, we're talking about growth strategies and opportunities in the private sector. That 1997 company is WeBank. So the Women Business Enterprise National Council, along with corporations, created what we consider the foremost certification for women business owners. And for us, certification means that the company is 51% owned, operated, managed, and controlled by a woman or a group of women, okay? It's a national certification, and it's a certification that right now has about 13,000 members. I talked about, a third of private business, or 8 million businesses in our country, that are women-owned. About 2% of those businesses countrywide generate more than $1 million. The growth strategy in our particular network works so well that 57% of this 13,000 generate more than $1 million. That's 57% generate more than $1 million in the national network. Our certification is national. It is the WeBank certification, and you've seen the logo around in different organizations in our state and in our territory. The organization doesn't just certify, it also supports, and it supports at a local level. There are national opportunities as well as local opportunities, because we all know that business is local. And so WeBank created the standards for certification. However, the certification is delivered on a local basis by 14 regional partners. WeBank is a not-for-profit, and their 14 regional partners are not-for-profit. WeBank offers opportunities on a national level to meet the national network. There are more than 300 organizations, corporations who actually support WeBank and the women who are part of the network, meaning that they have opportunities to develop, grow, and contract right inside of the network, making sure that industry trends are known and that they get a chance to meet businesses. We have 2 networking conferences a year that are on a national level where the national network gets together. One which has always been right here in Maryland, usually in Baltimore. We do have that conference again this year in March. So the 3rd week in March, the week of the 15th, there is a national conference. You can find the information at webank.org, WBENC.org. The second one is our national conference where there's matchmaking and all types of developmental opportunities, and this year that one is going to be in Austin. The national conference follows the different territories that are in our network, and we have actually 2 offices that are in Texas, and this year one is going to be in Austin. In addition, the national network offers scholarship opportunities for executive training. So they have, IBM is one of the major corporations who support the network. And you can go to an executive school for a week with other folks from around the country, and you can get a scholarship within the network to be a part of that executive training. As I said, we have 14 regional partners out there. When WeBank developed the standards and procedures for certification, they knew that they couldn't deliver it because it has to be delivered locally. We're different demographics, we do business differently, we have different needs, different ways to support our local communities and our local economies. So of the 14 regional partners, WPEO, where I'm executive director, is one of those partners. As you can see by the pictures, I'm sure they're all familiar, so that Maryland, Virginia, and DC, it's my territory. Right here in this territory, we have 414,000 women business owners, not all of whom are on that growth trajectory, okay? There are some who are supplemental to their households, like doing their business very locally and don't want to grow. There are others, though, some of you who may be in the room today, who want to grow your business to the highest level that it could possibly be. And to do that, you can join our network and start to network within the local network and grow to become part of that national network, meaning you can contract locally, regionally, state-wise, and nationally using the same certification that WeBank affords. We certify you, meaning we take a look at your documentation to prove that you're women-owned. We do a site visit to prove that you're women-owned. And then you actually receive a certificate that says that you've passed all of the WeBank standards. You have logos that you can place on your website. You have visibility locally in the network as well as nationally. As far as local opportunity, we are also a resource once you are certified. And we allow those who are not certified or not yet certified, as we call you, to come to our programs so that you have an opportunity to understand what you need to do to contact and contract with corporate America. You can get involved locally and sit right next to someone from corporate America, someone from Microsoft, IBM, Seduxo, who's right here in this territory. So that there's a certification committee. There's folks who work on certification. There's a steering committee. We need to hear from the folks who are working in the territory about what it is you need to grow. And we let you know what the trends are. And again, we let you know how to work with corporate America. We have 3 goals locally to help our women business owners, and they are approval, awareness, and access. Clearly, approval is the whole piece on certification, and that's what we use to remove barriers, to make you visible to corporate America. We have a database that has a listing of all of our women business owners in the network nationally, and our corporations look in that database when they have contracting opportunities. Of course, they have access to the database at all times, but one of the benefits that we give them is that they actually call us or email us asking us for folks within our network who we feel can do the type of work that they're looking for. Johnson Controls yesterday, as a matter of fact, sent an email asking for women business owners in the HVAC industry. I go into my database and I look for folks in the HVAC industry, and I send those names directly to Johnson Controls. Pepco Holdings, we know Pepco, they call us as well. They send us an email looking for folks who are doing training, for instance. IBM, Ernst & Young, Verizon, all of those are names that you guys are aware of. They have supplier diversity programs, supplier diversity professionals, the advocates in their companies who are always looking for opportunities and ways to match women business owners with these opportunities. Now, as I said about the license, no one's giving you a contract. It would be nice, right? Not getting a car, not getting a contract. You still have to do all the work that goes with that. And that's what we do with some of our programming, is that we not only give you access to meet these corporations, but we give you the information you need to talk to them in their language, the keywords that they use, how to have an online presence that they can understand and can find you. Those are the types of information that we share. As I said, these are the documentation and the standards depending on your structure. So there's no requirements at all about size. There's no requirements about how long you've been in business. We are clearly gender specific, making sure that if you have an opportunity with corporate America, they know and are guaranteed that your business, based on WeBank standards, is owned, operated, and run by a woman or a group of women. And these are some of the standards or some of the items in our standards. Just to let you know about our little local network, okay, so in this territory right now, there's about 500 certified WBEs, making up, as a part of that 13,000, some of the national. So everybody who's certified around the country is a part of that national network. Locally, we have about 500 folks who are certified. And just comparing over the 2 years, you can look at our statistics and determine that we are not a tiny network. Folks know that Omega Travel is owned by a woman. Folks know that Rand Construction is owned by a woman. Do you guys know that Redcoats is owned by a woman? on and on and on. So those are some of the larger companies that are in our network because they get those opportunities through corporate America, finding them and them growing. But you can see that the most important statistic on this particular page is the number of folks that are employed by the folks in our network, because that's where the rubber meets the road, is the economic value of small businesses or any size businesses growing locally. It means that you get to hire more people, and that's the key. When you work with corporate America, once you get a contract there, even if it's a small one, they work very hard to keep you there. Corporations are risk adverse. They don't want to take risk, right? So they vet you. They meet you, they build relationships with you, and then they give you that opportunity. Sometimes that happens right away. Sometimes that takes a few years. But once the opportunity comes, they don't want to just turn you over and say, okay, we gave you an opportunity, now go away. They want you to stay there and grow. So they have projects, and they have policies, and they have programs within their own locations, within their own corporations, to help the businesses grow and stay, to become a partner with them down the road, okay? Because they want you to do well. They want your community to do well. The second one I said was awareness. You know, as I'm out here today doing outreach, letting you know that we exist, probably before today, not many of you knew who we were. But now you'll know that this resource, and that's what I call us, we are a resource that if you want to grow your business in corporate America, if they're your target market, then we are a resource for you. Also, Women-Owned Small Business, which is a federal certification for women, we are a third-party certifier. And if many of you have been keeping up with the legislation, you also know that we now have the opportunity on the books to go to sole source, just like if you're 8A certified, so that a contract manager in the federal market can look at have an opportunity. You've built a relationship all these years, and if you are women-owned small business or economically disadvantaged women-owned small business certified by a third-party certifier, that contract manager can look at you and say, it's yours, baby. You can have it. There's no competition required. That is the latest legislation that's happened, and that's wonderful. We certify as WeBank, and because the federal government is stricter than we are, we certify you as WeBank, and then we certify you as women-owned small business as well if you meet the federal guidelines. So that gives you an opportunity to take advantage of that sole source contracting with the federal government. So I come out and I do outreach. I give information like that. I do marketing workshops. Usually I come with a corporate partner. There are 38 corporate partners who work with us to help build and develop and contract with our local market here. On the bottom, you can see some of our metrics. And the middle one that I like to talk about is done deals. One of the ways that we create and to measure ourselves is how many contracts are signed in our local network. That's the important number, right? So when you look at the 3,400, that is from last year. So this is just to give you a general understanding of who we are and how we work. This page gives you an idea of some of the names, some of those who are very local to you, some who are national, who are also part of our network. And the last one is access to opportunities. If you go to our website, WPEO.us, anyone in the room, including the wonderful, brave men, you're able to come to our programming to learn about how to connect with corporate America. On March 3rd at PEPCO, for instance, we're going to hold a Packaging for Impact workshop talking about the right words as well as the right written collateral that you need to work with corporate America. And of course, corporate America will be there to help you understand and validate what we tell you. I think that I'm out of time at this point, but I'm willing to take questions. If you have questions about who we are, what we do, it would be very happy to answer your questions. Yes, ma'am. I think you have to come to the microphone, please, so that the question can be heard throughout this network.
Yes, thank you. For firms that are paid a commission versus, I guess if you're a small firm and companies pay you, which is basically being paid a commission, does that negate you being certified?
No, we have to take a look at your structure. As long as you don't have a pass-through service or product, you deliver a product or service to the companies that you work with.
Yes, but I'm paid by another company. So if you sell a service, like if you sell healthcare, I'm paid let's say by Care First, but I'm providing the service to the client.
Yes. So I'd have to look at it carefully, but yes, that can be certifiable. We definitely have insurance agents on our books and insurance brokerages on our books. Yes.
Oh, okay. Because I was told in the past that insurance agents were not eligible.
I'd have to see it all depends.
Oh, thank you so much.
Not a problem. Anybody else? Questions?
Don't be bashful. It's not every day we get her out here in Montgomery County, so.
Please.
My question is, if you get certified as the business owner and you have a service to provide and you are going to bring in other employees to help facilitate whatever service it is, do those employees, do they need to be certified also? Or is it just you, since you're the business owner, that needs to have the certification?
Okay, that's a great question, because what we certify is the business. That the business is run, owned, operated, and managed and controlled by a woman or a group of women. So it's actually the business and how it's run, which is why we look at governance documents for your business. If you're an LLC or corporation or even sole proprietor, we look at your governance documents. How is this business run, managed, and controlled? So the business itself is what is certified, and your expertise is certified as well. But yeah, people hire all the time. It's about the ownership of the company.
Okay, so the employees, they would not need any kind of...
No,
okay.
not at all.
Yep. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Hello, I'm Laura
Hi.
Mendelo.
You need my box.
Yeah, exactly. I experience the same issues you have. So I'm curious to know, you mentioned this 57%, right, who are very successful. So once you do get the certification or your license, as you say, what are some strategies that you're seeing the successful women business owners doing that differentiates them from the other women?
Well, very clearly, I had put this slide up purposely. These are the three things that I think are real important within a network. I'm out of corporate America. I had buying power for Aetna for a very long time on their Northeast region. I knew enough to buy locally just because you have to support the local markets, right? But I didn't know about the value of having certification. So the first thing is to understand if and where you can be certified, because that gives you visibility, at least online in a database, for folks who are looking for you. So it's about getting involved. You have to work, we always hear, you have to work on your business, not just in your business. One of the challenges that women business owners have is that we start businesses because we have a passion about something, and we love to do what we do, and we think that nobody can do it better, so we end up working in our business and not on our business. But, my joke is that I usually say to folks, you won't even let anybody walk your dog unless you know who they are, right? Forget about your kids. They can't babysit your kids, but they can't even walk your dog. So companies are not going to hire you if they don't know who you are. Being part of a network gives you the opportunity to meet and build business relationships, build and nurture, create and nurture business relationships with corporate America, so that when the opportunity comes up for your business, they remember you and they give you that opportunity. So it's about being out and about, and knowing your target market. Okay, that's the preparation part, is knowing who you should be working with, what value your product has for your target market, and what your differentiator is. Okay, Because you could be a printing company, but you have a specialty, and that needs to be in the forefront. That's the pitch part, the powerfully persuasive. No matter where you are, every time you have a front-facing opportunity in front of a target market, whether it's a matchmaker or an elevator or sitting next to in a networking opportunity like this, you have to be ready to have compelling information so that your audience, your target market, understands what you do and remembers you. Okay, because it's that follow-up after. They're going to take your call, they're going to, take your email and keep going and building that relationship. And the perseverance is, sticking until you get the yes. So the folks who are really successful have a product or service that is needed in the marketplace, can articulate what it is and why theirs is better than someone else's or has a special piece to it. They're active within their network and within their target market. And then, of course, they are expert at what they do. And when they get a contract, they deliver it expertly so that they can maintain that contract, get referrals, and grow where they are. Hope that answers your question.
Great, thank you.
One more question, and then one quick question, and then we're going to need to wrap up.
Good morning.
Good
Thank
morning.
you for your remarks. Carla Dancy Smith. My question is, you mentioned during the certification process, you do a site visit.
Yes, we do.
Do home-based businesses pass these site visits normally, or do you have to have an established office front?
We do many site visits over the kitchen table. We're in the world of technology, and many businesses are home-based, and many businesses remain home-based no matter how big they grow. They may move from the kitchen table to a dedicated room or to the basement, but many businesses, many successful businesses are home-based, and we've done many site visits over the table. It's about wherever you're headquartered, we're going to do your site visit there. And it's about the check of your expertise and if it's really your business or someone else's.
Thank you.
Not a problem.
Online businesses, sir.
I'm sorry?
Online businesses.
Online businesses, you still have a headquarters, you still have a mailing address, and so we come to that headquarters, wherever that is.
Yeah, how do we start the process of
You can go to webank.org, WBENC, thank you very much, and I didn't pay her for that, WBENC.org, because remember, it's a national certification. Certification is still owned by WeBank. And they will take you through the online application process, and then they will point you in the direction of WPEO, who is their affiliate in this territory. And we're your support in this territory.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was incredible. Hopefully everyone is a bit more inspired this morning. I know for a lot of women, a lot of people in general, a lot of businesses are started over the kitchen table, kitchen sink, in a garage, perhaps. Think of those companies out west that are doing quite well. California started in garages, and so it's very inspiring to hear that WeBank has a willingness to consider expertise beyond the location, and so. Definitely am excited that we're going to see more of Sandra. You all will have the benefit of being able to tap into a lot of what she's going to be doing and sharing here in Montgomery County through her contributions through the MBDC, the Montgomery County, the Business Development Corporation. And so we're excited to have you. Thanks again for your time, Sandra. I know she's an extremely busy woman, so please be mindful if you've got questions after this event. Be mindful of the fact that she may need to whisk away. I'm sure each of you should have a business card from her on your chair, so I'm sure she welcomes email, shooting her an email if you have any questions, but definitely go visit her website and tap into some of those events that are taking place. And again, the event that you described that's taking place in March at PEPCO, I believe, is that open to non-certified businesses? Okay, beautiful. So do your due diligence. Make sure that this is a route that you want to go, because I'm sure they want to work with companies that are serious about taking their business to the next level. And so this concludes the formal presentation. Actually, before we do conclude, though, save the date March 19th is when we will be getting back together again. Councilmember Hans Reamer will be our speaker. He will be sharing information about innovation, an innovation society here in Montgomery County. And so you definitely want to make sure that you're here. Be sure to invite individuals back here. If there's absolutely anything that I can do to help you in your business, please don't hesitate to pick up the phone and give me a call or shoot me an email. And also, before we leave too, I want to make sure if you did not have an opportunity to put your business card in the lucky bowl, please do so. You know what, Daniel, can you do me a favor? Can you play Vanna or Van White and walk around the room and, no, wait, actually, can you see if anyone, thank you, sir. Yes, absolutely. So each month, we put our name in the bowl for an opportunity for me to do just a quick profile assessment for your LinkedIn profile. I do a ton of training. I've trained over the past 3 years or so, just over 3,300 business professionals on how to use LinkedIn in a way that's going to help them to maximize their brand, maximize their business development through that platform. And so I always draw a name at the close of the event to see who will get a quick profile review. So Dan. Thank you, sir. And since you were so kind to, Cordell. Hurry, quickly, come, quickly. Our live streamers are getting impatient. They're virtually putting in cards. Thank you. Dan, where'd you go? I thought you were going to pick for me too. But you know that makes you ineligible, right? I'm just playing. I'm just kidding. He's feeling for the embossed. Oh, Sandra! Woo-hoo! Awesome. So thank you again for coming. Thank you so much. Thank each one of you for coming out. I know it's not easy as a small business owner and entrepreneur to take time out of your revenue-producing day, but I appreciate you all weathering the storm, coming out, weathering the weather, the cold, to come out and join us each month. Please do come back again. Spread the word. You're more than welcome to stay and network beyond the formal event ending. We just ask that you clear the room and perhaps grab some more pastries and coffee and all that good stuff and network out that way so that we can prepare the room for our next event. Thank you so much. Again, my name is Kelly Leonard, Taylor Leonard Corporation. If I can ever be of service to you, please don't hesitate to let me know. Thank you and have a great day.